Disturbing new video appears to support some of the accusations of abuse against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs.
Sean Diddy Combs had a Christmas celebration different than any other year. The disgraced mogul has been lodged in Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center where he spends this holiday season. He was arrested in September for sex trafficking and racketeering. He is currently waiting for his trial scheduled for May 2025. Wondering what Diddy's Christmas could possibly be like? Well, we've got you covered as we'll look through what would have normally been a joyous occasion for the music mogul, but has now turned into hell. Keep watching because this will surprise you. Diddy experiences a meltdown. Diddy is reportedly struggling with his ongoing time in federal lockup, experiencing a meltdown at the Metropolitan Detention Center in New York after Christmas. Can you blame him? The music mogul is in what is considered a hellhole, like Epstein had a whole suicide in there. But anyway, the frustration reportedly stems from his inability to secure bail months after his September arrest on sex crime charges. Now get this, according to sources close to the situation, the disgraced mogul's emotional breakdown occurred on December 26 when he found himself still behind bars despite assembling a high-powered legal team to secure his release. He expected to be out on bail by now, a source told Daily Mail, but after multiple failed attempts to be granted release, the situation reportedly became overwhelming for the rapper. If you haven't been keeping score, Diddy's legal team made 3 unsuccessful attempts to get him released on bail, with each request being denied by the judge. What's more, the primary reasons for the denials included concerns that Diddy could be a flight risk and that his release could allow him to influence or intimidate witnesses potentially. After the 3rd denial, the rapper appealed the decision but voluntarily withdrew the appeal, effectively ensuring that he would remain incarcerated until his trial on May 2025. Back to the reported meltdown. Apparently, reports suggest it went down on Christmas, followed by the disappointment of spending the holiday season in jail. According to sources, Diddy was deeply upset by the reality of his situation. His request for a hospital visit was denied, and the source added, he eventually managed to calm himself down with the meditation technique he's been using while he's been behind bars. However, it took several hours of focused breathing and mental recovery for the rapper to regain his composure. As you can imagine, on top of the emotional toll,
have experienced death, the days we've experienced life, loss, happiness.
Sources also reported that Diddy had a bleak Christmas in jail, receiving only a basic meal from the MDC commissary. It's plastic and almost like a big pillow, and over the years it has shrunk, prison expert Larry Levine said, describing the meager holiday package. It's a bunch of crap that probably was purchased because it was out of date. Diddy's appearance during his latest court hearing sparked further rumors of his distress. He appeared astonishingly thinner, leading to speculation that he might be skipping meals. Levine offered a theory suggesting that the rap mogul's weight loss could be linked to fears for his safety. On a podcast, Levine said, when he first got there, this is kind of normal because you're going through this transition and you're depressed. You don't know what's going to happen. Remember, Diddy's got SH on a lot of people. He does get a lot of people in trouble. People want to kill him. He continued, so what if somebody on the outside knew someone that had a relative that worked in the prison and they put something in his food a little bit at a time, then he gets poisoned, whatever it is, and it's early checkout for Mr. Puff Daddy. They kill him. That's another reason, another theory as to why he wasn't eating. He was afraid the food was poisoned or contaminated, as reported by Daily Mail. During a recent appearance in court, reports described the disgraced music mogul as looking astonishingly thinner and grayer after spending 3 months in prison. Despite the ongoing legal battles and emotional turmoil, Diddy is likely to remain behind bars until his trial next year. His failed bail attempts, combined with the challenges of navigating life behind bars, have certainly taken a toll on the rapper, who now faces an uncertain road ahead. The bleak Christmas that he has spent certainly hasn't helped. How Christmas was spent for Diddy. Legal expert James Pipe from freegrantsforfelons.org states, the stark contrast between Diddy's past life of indulgence and his current circumstances highlights the profound consequences of legal and personal accountability. He continued, while the festive season might offer moments of muted cheer for some inmates, for Combs, it serves as a reminder of the seriousness of the allegations against him and the impact of his actions on others. Detailing how the disgusting meals there are devoid of indulgence and limit the holiday cheer, Diddy's day in jail is expected to kick off with a basic communal breakfast, maybe featuring a small festive gesture like hot chocolate or a pastry. Christmas dinner in jail is modest at best, Mr. Pipe noted, adding,
"He will have his meals delivered to him."
The menu may include a slightly enhanced meal compared to standard offerings, but remains a far cry from the opulence Combs once enjoyed. He will eat in an environment defined by restrictions. Levine, former inmate and founder of Wall Street Prison Consultants, revealed that the Bad Boy Records owner will have a very lonely Christmas in jail, as he will spend it in Special Housing Unit, or the SHU. He revealed on the podcast that the inmates are provided with Christmas or holiday sacks, which contain goodies such as cookies, potato chips, and candy. However, this goodie bag has reduced in size over the years. Levine also explained that if Combs remains in the SHU, he will have limited access to food, only able to receive what is available through the MDC commissary list. He described the sack as plastic and it's almost like a big pillow, and over the years it has shrunk. He further explained it's a bunch of crap that probably was purchased because it was out of date, because the prison system sells you out of date stuff, and they're trying to act like they're doing the inmates a favor. I'm sure they'll give him something, but other than this mediocre holiday bag, there's not much more he's gonna get. Moreover, Levine added that during the holiday season, court cases typically slow down and inmates at the MDC are not being transported back and forth to court as usual. As a result, many prisoners are left to spend extended periods in their small, isolated cells, which often leads to feelings of depression and anger. The prison expert said that prosecutors are on vacation, judges are on vacation, your lawyer, they're spending time with their families, they don't want to talk to you anyway. So you're just sitting there isolated in a regular institution on a holiday. He added that some inmates may get visits from their loved ones, which can increase tensions in the jail. Levine said, there are so many people that are coming in to get a visit that they have to limit the amount of time in the visiting room. So that 2-hour visit you might have normally got, it may only be 30 minutes long. He continued that this creates a lot of tension among the inmates, where I've seen more fights break out during the holidays between inmates than any other time. And I'm talking based on my 10 years of experience at 11 different places. Holidays are the worst. A report by People suggested that Diddy participated in various card games alongside other inmates and played basketball during his recreational hours. A former inmate told the outlet he's well liked inside prison, people are getting along with him. While the mogul did not experience his usual lavish Christmas dinner with family,
Merry Christmas.
His meal for the special occasion included fruit, cereal, breakfast cake, and skimmed meal, which was served to him at the regular time, 6 a.m. on December 25. This was followed by lunch at 11 a.m., which included Cornish hen or BBQ tofu. The side dishes included macaroni and cheese, spinach, cranberry sauce dinner rolls, or a holiday dessert along with a beverage, as reported by Unilad. The Christmas dinner comprised 2 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches on whole wheat bread with potato chips, fruit, and a beverage. If you think this is the worst, just wait until you see how New Year will be spent. What his New Year looks like. The New Year calendar for Diddy is filled with loads of legal proceedings, including his trial, as over 100 lawsuits were filed against him. The mogul's alleged victims are being represented by Tony Busby. His attorney Eric Wolf told Unilad on various occasions, as Mr. Combs' legal team has emphasized, he cannot address every meritless allegation in what has become a reckless media circus. That said, Mr. Combs emphatically and categorically denies as false and defamatory any claim that he sexually abused anyone, including minors. The attorney added, he looks forward to proving his innocence and vindicating himself in court, where the truth will be established based on evidence, not speculation. 7 new civil lawsuits have been filed against Sean Diddy Combs in a federal court in New York. 4 men and 3 women accused the hip-hop mogul of sexually assaulting them at various parties in Los Angeles, New York, and Las Vegas. The youngest plaintiff was 13 at the time of the alleged incident. Mr. Combs remains in custody at a Brooklyn jail. He is separately facing federal charges of sex trafficking and racketeering, which he denies. The BBC has approached his legal team for comment on the new cases. His lawyers recently dismissed the flurry of lawsuits as clear attempts to garner publicity, stressing that Mr. Combs has never sexually assaulted anyone, adult or minor, man or woman. All 7 of the new civil cases allege that Mr. Combs, or by proxy through his associates, drugged alcoholic beverages at the events that made the plaintiffs dizzy, nauseous, and feel outside their bodies. In several of the suits, plaintiffs allege that Mr. Combs raped them, forced oral sex on them, or aggressively groped them. Mr. Combs is currently awaiting trial in May of next year for the federal charges of sex trafficking and racketeering. He faces up to life in prison if convicted. The hip-hop icon has pleaded not guilty to all charges and has been denied bail multiple times. The indictment, along with several lawsuits, implicates his various business enterprises, alleging they played a role in facilitating and funding his abusive actions both inside and outside the music industry. The lawsuits further accuse Mr. Combs of leveraging his power and influence in entertainment to manipulate, intimidate, and silence those around him. One new case alleges Mr. Combs and another male celebrity raped a 13-year-old girl at an after-party for the 2000 VMAs. The second male celebrity is not initially named in the lawsuit. Another alleges Mr. Combs drugged an independent musical artist at a party and raped her. She says she woke up in pain and with imprints on her arms suggesting she had been tied with ropes while she was unconscious. In a third case, Mr. Combs allegedly exposed himself to a man and then grabbed the man's genitals in a rough and sexual manner. A fourth involves a celebrity personal trainer who Mr. Combs allegedly assaulted at a party at his Hollywood Hills home in 2022. The trainer says he saw many high-profile celebrities engaging in group sexual activities at the party, where he was later brought into a small room with Mr. Combs, who removed the personal trainer's pants and performed non-consensual oral sex onto him. The fifth new filing concerns a woman who alleges she was drugged at a party at Mr. Combs' hotel room and woke up naked in bed with the rap musician talking on the phone in the corner of the room. The sixth case involves a man who ran a security firm. He alleges that he was invited into a private room by Mr. Combs at a party, and he was then given a drink that made him feel dizzy and nauseous. He claims that Mr. Combs then stuck his hands in his pants and grabbed his genitals. The seventh case, as reported by U.S. media, was a 17-year-old aspiring musician who alleges he was assaulted at a party by Combs. Combs has faced almost a year of allegations, ranging from rape and sexual assault to grooming and domestic violence. One lawyer recently said more than 100 clients plan to sue the musician for sexual assault, rape, and sexual exploitation. He is currently in jail while he awaits his trial in New York. Prosecutors allege that he also engaged in kidnapping, forced labor, bribery, and other crimes. They described him as the head of a criminal enterprise that abused women, using threats of violence to force them into participating in drug-fueled orgies with male prostitutes. He pleaded not guilty to the charges and was denied bail. His trial is due to take place on May 2025. If you've gotten a little lost on how exactly such a big conspiracy was herded out, don't worry, because we'll explain just how justice finally came to enact on one of the biggest music moguls. The charges against Diddy explained. 2 years ago, rap musician and mogul Sean Diddy Combs threw a lavish 53rd birthday party at his $61 million mansion in Beverly Hills. A host of stars lined up to toast his career, with a guest list that included Jay-Z, Travis Scott, Mary J. Blige, Kalani Tanash, Chris Brown, and Machine Gun Kelly. The party coincided with his 30th year in the music industry, 3 decades, in which he formed his own entertainment empire and changed the sound of hip-hop both as an artist and a producer for the likes of Mariah Carey, Jennifer Lopez, and the Notorious B.I.G. Fast forward to 2024, and his career is on the ropes. In a case filed in New York, the star has been accused of kidnapping, drugging, and coercing women into sexual activities, sometimes through the use of firearms and threats of violence. The same Los Angeles mansion that hosted his birthday party was raided by police in March. There, officers seized supplies that they say were intended for use in orgies known as freak-offs, including drugs and more than 1,000 bottles of baby oil. Combs has denied all the charges, entering a not guilty plea on Tuesday, 17 September. The court case comes after a year in which the musician has faced lawsuits from a number of women. Cassandra Ventura, a singer and model known as Cassie, was signed to Combs' record label and dated him for more than a decade. But in a civil lawsuit, she said the mogul had used his position of power to set the groundwork for a manipulative and coercive romantic and sexual relationship. Her lawsuit included graphic descriptions of violent abuse, alleging that Mr. Combs regularly beat and kicked Ms. Ventura, leaving black eyes, bruises, and blood. Combs strenuously denied the allegations and accused Ventura of extortion. They settled the case for an undisclosed amount a day after it was filed in New York, with Combs maintaining his innocence. In the weeks after settling Cassie's lawsuit, Combs was accused of sexual assault dating back to 1991 by multiple women. One lawsuit was filed anonymously by a woman who claimed Combs and another man had coerced her into sex. In a second, Joy Dickerson Neal accused the star of drugging and sexually assaulting her when she was a college student in 1991. She also claimed he filmed the attack and showed it to other people without her consent. A third woman, Liza Gardner, filed court papers accusing Mr. Combs and another man of raping her and her friend more than 30 years ago when she was 16. The lawsuits all came shortly before the expiration of the New York Adult Survivors Act, which temporarily allowed people who said they had been sexually abused to file claims even after the statute of limitations had expired. Mr. Combs denied all the allegations, and his spokesperson called the lawsuits a money grab. Another woman sued in December, claiming she was sex trafficked and gang raped by Mr. Combs, former Bad Boy Records president Harve Pierre, and another man in 2003 when she was 17. In court papers, the woman, known only as Jane Doe, alleged she was given copious amounts of drugs and alcohol before the attack and was left in so much pain that she could barely stand or remember how she got home. In response, Mr. Combs said he did not do any of the awful things being alleged, while Mr. Pierre said the disgusting allegations were false and a desperate attempt for financial gain. On the 6th of December, Combs responded to the flurry of lawsuits with a statement on his Instagram page. "Enough is enough," he wrote. "For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear, I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth. But allegations against the man just continue to pile up in hundreds. There is no way Diddy can become free easily." What do you think about this situation? Do you think Diddy is any closer to bail? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more insider content like this.